How you doing? My name is Michael Trigg. This is South Baptiste.
Hi, Tampa.
Yes, and this is Konan BBQ, designated area, but no losses, just lessons.
Yes.
And today, Salva gonna give us some background information on Dion Sanders. The podcast today is really about if you're a dog on that football field.
Right.
It's recruitment season right now. If you're a dog on that football field, color is not important.
Right.
You got to play for a few coaches that's out there. Dion Sanders is one of them. Mm-hmm. Travis Hunter just won the Heisman Trophy. He won it only because Parental was the only coach that would let him start on both sides of the ball. Everybody else probably gave him a package. We put you in this package right here. So he gave him an opportunity to be what God wanted him to be, and that's the best football player on both sides of the ball. He won the Heisman Trophy. So kudos to him, and then kudos to Dion Sanders for giving that young man the opportunity.
Yes. A
lot of coaches would say when they come to your house and recruit you, we'll allow you to do this, and that. That's not the case. When you get there, they got other plans for you. But there's other coaches out there. I don't want to leave out Kirby Smart, Target, Texas, the coach at Ohio State. You can be a dog out there as well. Indiana got a pretty good program. Notre Dame, because my nephew, Dallas Golden, he's going to Notre Dame. He's going to play both sides of the ball. So you got to find, what it boils down to, you have to find the right program for you. But if you're a dog and you want to be that guy on the field coming in, and you ain't got to shrink yourself to fit into the room or the locker room or on the field to appease people, you got to go to one of those schools I just named.
Okay, great. Today, remember, our podcast is about education. It's about scholarship and communications out in the community. So today we're going to talk about Dion Sanders, and we're also going to round it out a little bit about the holiday, because the next time we see you will be after New Year's. So what we're going to talk about with Dion Sanders is his unique techniques of recruitment. And one of the things that he does to recruit the best players, he doesn't go out. He allows them to apply through Colorado University portal system.
Right.
And a lot of people, that's a controversial technique, but he finds that if he goes out, he's not saving the university money, and he may be investing his time in someone that really not committed to the program. So he tells those dogs, if they want to play at Colorado University, apply through the football portal, and then they'll get to meet the great Dion Sanders, sorry.
So even with that being said, so when I first heard that Dion wasn't really going out, flying and recruiting, going to people's houses like that, it was different because a lot of coaches, would come and to your house and stuff like that. But even when Mike he was highly recruited, they didn't really come to they came to Tampa to sign him, but on the recruitment trip, they just fly us out.
Okay.
But that makes perfect good sense for him, because if you want to come here, you know what I bring to the table, then show me that you want to come and, make that commitment to me. You know what I'm saying? And it was, when I first thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I said, that's not the way I want my son to go. I wish my son went to Colorado last year. But he didn't. He went to Baylor.
Did he have an option?
Yeah.
Great.
He went to Baylor, and Baylor's been good for Mike because Mike's a starter, but he didn't start at Baylor, so he faced adversity, and he was recognized by the Big 12 conference, the same conference Dion Sanders is in, as a Big 12, all Big 12 second team. So that was big for him, and I'm happy about that. But he's a dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's not having the opportunity that he wants. However, we committed to Baylor, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he's been recognized by the conference, And just imagine this right here. He's all Big 12. What's up, brother? He's all Big 12, but only playing 55% of the snaps on offense. With Dion Sanders, he's playing 90.
Yes.
Because you're a dog. I need you on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling these guys that listen to this podcast, your parents listen to this podcast, I'm not throwing bait on the bus. It's like I said, the Baylor way has been good for my son. But if you're a dog, choose the right school first, so it won't be no portal. You go to Dion Sanders, you're gonna be there 3 years. You're going to the pros. You'll be there 3 years. You play for national championship or conference championship. Be there 3 years, win the Heisman. You know, or be in contention for it.
Right.
So
how would a potential player understand the difference between the schools? You know, because there's no real way to educate them or reach out to them and tell them, hey.
No, it is. So
okay.
like, you see, if you're a dog, all the big dudes, all the big guys that I just named, Tark, Kirby, Deion, the Ohio State coach, coach in Indiana, all the big guys gonna come for you.
Okay.
Oregon coach, they're gonna come for you. So when you talk to them, man, Kirby will tell you, Kirby Smart, I want you to eat. I want to eat. I want you to eat. So that's letting you know, if you come here, boy, I'm gonna put you on the field.
Right.
Make plays.
Right.
The only thing about that is, Deion, it's rules everywhere. So don't think that you can go to Colorado. No, Deion got some rules.
Right.
Just like Kirby got rules. And one of the main rules is, don't embarrass the program. You're a student athlete. Get your grades. Be great. You know? But the thing, the plus about Deion for little black boys.
Yes.
He was a little black boy.
Yes.
An inner city black kid that grew up. He can understand their dynamic because he had his feet in their shoes at one point in his life, so he understands empathy. No sympathy on Deion. Oh, he don't give you nobody no sympathy, but he has empathy for him. So when you come in here, you want to put a little flair to your uniform. He understands that because he did it. At other schools, it's frowned upon. Nah, we want you to shrink your personality to be a part of this program. And if you don't, it don't work out sometimes. You know? So that's what I try to tell these guys. It's so important for the young guys that's playing football today.
So that's why he's called prime time, right? Because he's got that flair.
Yes.
He brought that flair to the game.
The best dressed guy in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? On and off the field.
Right.
On and off the field.
Right.
So it's like with Deion, so if he gonna tell you how to do it, you say, well, that's okay, but I'll do it this way. It translates to off the field. His sons are sharp, they well dressed. You know? So it's not like you're gonna be around him sagging, showing your butt. He ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna develop the whole man. From the boy, you come there at 18, when you leave there at 21, you're gonna be a man. A grown man. Not only that, he don't endorse baby daddies. Only baby fathers. That means when you leave there, you have your responsibility as a man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying you gotta be married, but if you have a child, you gotta take care of that baby. He's instilling that to the point where every kid on this roster right now, every player on this team right now that has a child, he's partnered with a bank and they put $2,121 in an account for their children. Exactly.
He has 8 that he has just brought on board on the team. They have children, and because of they are players, football players with children, so he teaches them financial literacy. The whole team understands financial literacy. But for the ones who have children, they do an extra. They have to have a savings account. And that savings account is to impact the child that they have. And so that's a plus. That's a plus.
Ain't no coach in the country, Saba, doing that.
Care that way. And that's the thing, right?
I won't say care that way.
Well, I can say that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, no coach in the country is doing that.
Right. That is true.
Right.
And because of that extra, again, it speaks to where he came from.
Right.
He's bringing that dynamics to how he's going to prepare the young men that are developing into be men and fathers. And, so that's a beautiful thing with Dion Sanders. He always like the first. He's a trailblazer. He's just a trailblazer.
The coach is not just a coach. He's also a mentor.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's more than a mentor.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, because a mentor has a distance, right? He comes in, it's almost like he's a person that understands, like a father would, like a grandfather father would. He knows where you're coming from. He knows your struggles. And I went through this, so my program is shaped like this.
Yeah,
you know?
but and the thing about that, I left out Freeman. Freeman's Notre Dame coach. Mm-hmm. He's kind of understand. He's like that too. Mm-hmm. He got a great program. However, with Klein, it's just it's just different, bro. So I can't. I'm lost for words right now because the things that he's done in such a short period of time. Mm-hmm. In Colorado, 2 years. They was winless before he got there. They won 4 games the first year, and they won like 9. Should have win 10. And if they win the bowl game, they should win it. And he's just a great guy, man. And I think everybody need to understand. You know, people do things differently, but if you're a dog, please listen to me. And you want to get on the field, and you want to be who you are. You want to shrink your personality. Deion, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, Oregon, Indiana. Those are the programs right now that off the top of my head that you can go there and step on the field right now, and they're gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna turn you loose." They're not gonna put you in a cage. They're gonna turn you loose.
Right. Dion Sanders, what he asked, once you commit to his program, you stay there. He don't want you to come in because he's investing in that player. So once you commit to the program, he's saying you stay your 4 years.
Right, but even so, it's a guy that he coached in high school that played alongside his kids. Mm-hmm. He left, and he went to Kansas State. Deion made it happen to get him to Kansas State. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, if it's not working out for you,
right.
I want you to stay.
Right.
But if it's not working out for you, I'm not going to hard time you. I'm gonna do everything I can to get you where you need to be so you can be successful. That's it. Now, I can tell you stories otherwise. I've seen it with my son, with Mike. You know, when he left Ole Miss, coach just bashed him. Ain't Kiffin bashed him. I'm just being honest with you. Oh, he did see that. He did see that. Baylor took a chance on my son, gave him a fresh start. And that's why I say the Baylor way has worked for Mike. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got coaches that do that. You know what I'm saying? And Deion Sanders is not one of them. You know, hey, look, even a guy, it was a big time guy, 5-star recruit out of Lakeland, #1 defensive back in the country. He committed to Miami, decommitted, went to Colorado. It didn't work out for him. He left Colorado. Wish he was back at Colorado, but him and Deion got a great relationship. You know, he challenges you. He's gonna hold you accountable. And if you want to be held to that accountability, then you don't need to go there. But if you want to be the best, you got to route and climb.
So Mike, if you were 18 years old and you were about to go to school, how would you find the right place? I mean, you seem to know the right places to go. But for someone as a player, how would they find the right place?
They got to have an involved father. You got to have parents. And your parents need to be on one accord. Well, if that's not the case, you gotta have a great high school coach that loves you.
Well, I was gonna go in a different direction. Here's my question about Dion Sanders, okay. Right? I wanna know, he's developing young men to be great men, right?
Yes.
And that's what he's doing, and a part of that is through his football program.
Right.
So is his job is to develop black young men? Because, you know, and the reason why I'm asking that, because inner city is usually, you're talking about us. When you talk about urban, you're talking about us.
Right.
So do you know the breakdown of Colorado team, and is his program for other people who are not black young boys as well?
Pigmentation has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
If I said, if you're a dog,
okay,
white or black.
Right. Okay.
And however, me personally being of color and seeing what my son went through, I much rather you go take a chance with Klein than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I just really believe that, you know, go see Prime, check Prime out before going anywhere. If you fit the mold and if that's what you want to become, and all the boxes checked. So if you got George, you got Kirby Smart, you got Dion Sanders, you got Freeman, and so with Notre Dame, Colorado, and Georgia, it's different. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Notre Dame academics, that school, you commit there, it's bigger than football.
That's where I was going with
It's
this.
bigger than football. You go to Georgia, and you're in the SEC. You go there to play football and win national championships. Colorado was a national championship power at one time. Deion trying to restore that. Now, it depends on how you wired and who your family is, what your parents' background is. If they love education and you're trying to find the right school, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna play some good football and you have a great education, you go to Notre Dame.
Okay.
If you're trying to become the best that you can possibly be, and you play multiple positions, how you guys doing? What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. And you play multiple positions, you want to play both sides of the ball. Without a package, you're going to Deion Sanders. If you play one position and you want to play for the national championship, you're going to University of Georgia.
Okay.
That's the breakdown for me.
Okay. So his program is for any child.
It is.
Any young man, I should say. Any young man.
Any young man. However, me being a man of color, if I'm recruiting somebody, if somebody asks me where I need to go, I play this position right here. You play both sides of the ball. You're going to Colorado. If I play receiver, and Deion throw the ball like crazy, you're going to Colorado.
Right.
I'm pushing everybody to ask me. Because I don't want nobody to have the hardships that my son has had by going to other schools, other programs, trusting other people. At some point, you got to have somebody that look like you, that you can relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. And if they ask me where to go, I'm saying, man, you got to try Prime first.
Okay. So.
But I do have a son that had great experience at Georgia.
Okay.
And Kirby said, I want you to eat, Mikhail. I want you to eat.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it works.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Okay. So the pipeline in high school, the pipeline starts in high school, right? Maybe middle school, right?
Right. The feeder program.
Right.
Okay.
So these coaches who are used to identifying players, right, and getting in front of them and saying, hey, you might be a good fit here. And Mr. Dion Sanders, he's not doing that. How does he get to the best players? How did he get for the next generational player if he's not going out? Because a lot of from the coaches.
This podcast.
Okay.
Because everybody know me because they know my children.
Right.
I had 61s.
Okay.
So what I say on this camera is value.
Okay. So
word of mouth.
Okay. Word of mouth will get the kids that want to, the dogs.
Right.
Will reach out and apply through the portal.
Right. Well, not necessarily the portal because see, they used to portal.
The Colorado.
They used to no, it's a transfer portal. They used to portal a lot. But the guys out of high school, the dogs, the number one quarterback in the country.
Okay.
He going to Colorado, commit to Colorado because he saw Deion turn his son loose. Matter of fact, they got a picture. His son had handed the new recruit that's coming to Colorado the keys. Okay. It's yours now.
Okay. Okay.
So, I mean.
So this podcast is going to help the dogs, the football player who wants to eat on both sides and want to handle the ball. They're going to reach out to this video, contact you, and you're going to give them more direction.
Well, not necessarily that, but yeah, this going to be, so if whoever see it, they're going to say, man, he got some valid points.
Right.
And that's all we try. We just try to lay it out there for you.
Right.
Now you got to make the best decision for you and your family.
That's right.
But if you're not considering Deion Sanders, and especially if you're a person of color, you know what I'm saying, because he can relate more to you than you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you come from humble beginnings like I have, and most of the kids in the inner city come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So he can tell you some things that you're like, damn, I've been through that. So that's why when you make a commitment out there to Deion, you go to talking about, you actually go ask you some questions about what kind of home life you got. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna say, well, look here, this is what I did. You know what I'm saying? My home life is this right here.
If it's all in the background talking, he talking about playing both sides of the ball. That dude played both sides of the ball, and guess what? He was on defense talking about, hey, why should I want to get over down?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's what it is, you know?
Right,
So he can tell you some things, and the kid be like, well, I've been through that, but I bust my butt because I want my mom. My mom never made it to my game. This Dion Sanders story, because she had to work to take care of him.
Right.
So he said when he made it, he gonna make sure that's it for his mom.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
He speaks very fond of his mother.
Oh yeah.
Very fond of his mother.
Matter of fact, so we played pickup ball together in late 80s, early 90s at his legendary court here, Egypt Lake in Tampa. I think Dion was playing for the Tampa Yankees.
You said pickleball?
No, pickup ball.
Pickup ball.
Yeah, basketball. So he came on all the pros, all the Buccaneers, all the baseball players, the White Gooden, Garrett Sheffield, they played at Egypt Lake. All the players played. Dion Sanders come out, all his jewelry on.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? You know, it's prime time.
Right.
Took his jewelry off, put it over here on the bench, got in the game, and with the will and the dealing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody touched his jewelry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just a good time. I'm like, nah, Dion Sanders. You know?
You know what's a mystery to most? I think to most people non-athletic background. How do you prepare a player to get in the pipeline, to be identified, to be on a team like a Deion Sanders or a Georgia State, like you mentioned, the D1 schools?
Yeah.
And that's why I say it starts in high school or before. Walk us through that.
Come over here, brother. Walk straight through. Yes, sir. No, Saba. So that starts like, I'm gonna be honest with you. That started at 4 years old with Mike.
Okay.
4 years old.
All right. Okay, audience, community, 4 years old.
I'm just being honest with you. I can tell you the blueprint.
That's it.
4 years old, he had older brothers playing. DJ and Shane was playing for the Seahawks. When Mikey bit the game, and his uncle Heavy, Brian Watson, said, Mike, you want to get out there? And Mike said, yeah, I just need a helmet. He knew he had to protect his head.
Right.
So he started doing push-ups, right? We would do push-ups and dips. He couldn't do lifting the weights. He was doing push-ups at 4 years old in a little dip bar, you know what I'm saying? And I was a football player, so I knew what it took to be the best. So I put the cones out early, and he just go through the cones and start playing flag football at 4, 5, and 6. And then when he started playing tackle, he was the best.
Okay, so, and it's because of the parents that helped him go through the process.
If I had a dad, my dad played the pros. My dad played for the Jets in Georgia right there. With Oklahoma State. You know, he was a big time dude, played basketball and football just like Mike and myself. But I had to figure it out by myself.
Right.
So my kids really didn't have that problem. You know what I'm saying? I knew if you do this right here, this is where you're gonna end up at.
Okay.
You know? So just the time you gotta have parents, involved parents, man. You know, I was good. I had a shot with the Saints, Tampa, Minnesota, but just imagine if I had a father at 4. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I'm retiring. I'm doing commentating right now in the NFL.
Okay. So that's an interesting journey because a lot of the kids don't know how to get to the level that you're talking about, especially the ones who are struggling. Things don't look the same like it looked for Mike, like it looked for your sons, you know. So it's always says some of the best players never make it to the college level or the NFL.
Well, you can definitely put me in that category, but some people that had the same hardship that I had, that was more focused and more driven, they made it. You gotta have a focus. When you come from, you gotta pull it, sir. You gotta pull it. You gotta pull. There you go. So when you come from, so look, I was at Fort Valley State. I scored 6 or 7 weeks straight my freshman year, and I could have made it from Fort Valley, but I flunked out. You know what I'm saying? So I lost focus. You know what I'm saying? My focus wasn't what it should be. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing, you know. So, if you what's up, T? How you doing, young lady? So, if you have a father, when you drift off, he put you right back in line.
Right.
Hey man, tighten up, bro. You know, that's what you gotta do. So, but when you out here and you the head of your family at 17, 18, you send your mama half of your paragraph, you send your mama your credit card, making sure she's straight. You know. It's tough.
So your advice to those players who see themselves making it in college football and then NFL, because we still haven't really talked a lot about Dion Sanders, and I think he mentioned about he need a committed football player, whoever come there to the program.
You got to be committed.
And then we also have to talk about how all of that play with the NIL.
Right.
You know? So with him, he's saying if you're committed, meaning that whatever they're going to pay you because of the NIL, they need you to be there for those however many years you can play if the program fits you.
Presently there. The NIL is year to year. So if we giving you this amount of money, I need you to be, appreciate it guys, thank you. We need you guys to be on time for these meetings. Don't come here late. This is a job now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing, a lot of people, you know, a lot of kids kind of, you know, they understand they want the money, but it's a lot of responsibility with that money.
Right.
And then when they try to hold you accountable, you got a problem. So you definitely have a dad that say, nah, bro, you wrong. Hey, bro, you got to be accountable. You got to show up for this and this and that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that because the kids don't have that parental leadership, that parental involvement,
Right.
and they may not be good students, but they can play, and they maybe don't go to practice all the time, but you see the greatness in them.
No, they going to practice. If you're at a Power 4, Power 5 school, and you miss Deion Sanders practice, you're not going to play.
No, I'm talking about before they get there.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, before they get there.
To the high school.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So that's why the parent involvement is so strong. And I'm going to tell you, I coached in high school in Selma, Alabama, at Selma High. We played this school, Prattville. They won 5 state championships in a row in Alabama. And this guy come up to me and say, man, coach at Prattville, we played them, they beat us. After the game, like, we shaking hands. He just saw me, he's like, hey man, what are you doing here? What's going on, bro? What are you doing over here in Selma? Oh, you want to save some kids, right? He said, man, you better get your ass out of there. Man, you come over here, bro. This is the program you want to be a part of.
Right.
But I still want to stay, and I just feel like, no, because these kids right over here will raise more like me.
Right.
So I can't leave them. I can't jump ship for a better deal for myself because I'm going to be okay, but I got to help these kids understand, and you got to get your grades.
Right.
Because if I leave, who's going to push these kids now? But what he was saying is that program that you're talking about, to help the kids, Prattville had a program. In 5 years, they won the state title. The kids that come to school at 7 and leave at 7. When they leave at 7, all they had to do is get in bed. The city fed the kids breakfast and lunch. They ate lunch at school, breakfast and dinner. They had tutorial at the school. They lift weights at the school. So they took showers at the school. So all they had to do was go home and come back the next day. They won 5 state titles with a program like that, and they sent kids all over the country.
Wow. And when you say sent kids all over the country, they went to D1
Power 5 schools.
Okay,
yes.
okay,
Yes.
Great. So you know the blueprint,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. So Marshall McDuffie's at Carrollwood Day. Hands down, in Hillsborough County, he's probably the best coach, in my opinion. Now Dominic Sal's a great coach. I like him at Berkeley. Now I love his temperament, how he deal with his kids. But when you talking about somebody getting these kids in school, Marshall McDuffie.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Marshall McDuffie, just going back to Mike, he's put 100 kids in college.
Okay.
D1, Power 5, Ivy League,
Wow.
you name it.
Wow.
Over 100.
And those people we need to talk about more, right?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to save our community.
Right.
We're trying to identify those great individuals to be leaders in our community. And sometimes it's also associated with sports.
Right.
Whether it's basketball, football, track and field. And I think going into the new year, that's something that we can talk more about because we really need to be able to identify those leaders.
Right. And he's definitely one, man. I mean, like, I don't think that he gets his just due, but I take him out to dinner all the time. You know what I'm saying? When I get a chance to he's so busy with helping kids get in school that our schedules kind of conflict right now.
Okay.
But anytime I have an opportunity to go to Charlie's with him, on me, we go.
Right.
Because he's a hell of a dude. He got 5 daughters.
Okay.
And he's got a great wife. Jennifer's great. And it's just with coaching and being a full-time parent, it's tough. And and he's doing it with very little help. You know what I'm saying? Because
What school was that?
Carrollwood Day, CDS.
Okay, so that's one school. So what about the inner city schools? You know what I mean? Those are
Right.
some great players out there, but
So-
there's no real
Right, so-
leadership.
But the inner city schools, Tech got a good program. They got Coach Brian over there. Coach Brian was at Jefferson. Over here, brother. Over here, brother. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Brian was at Jefferson. Coach Brian's put kids in college every year. Every year, going back since
Right.
I want to say like 2000, early 2000s.
Great.
You know, so he's at Tech. He's still putting kids out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I call him the receiver coach. 'Cause if you play receiver for him, you're going D1.
Okay.
He puts them out there. So you got Tech, you got Armwood. They put kids out. Plant does a good job of sending kids out, but Plant is a public-private school. You know what I'm saying? It's a money school. You know what I'm saying? But their coach is doing a good job over there too. But
What about Armwood?
so Armwood, they put kids out, but Marshall was tired of Armwood when we was at Sefner. When Marshall was at Sefner Christian, Armwood kids would come train. So I don't really know if it was Armwood. I know when Callahan was there, he was pushing kids out. But when
Okay.
Callahan left, those Armwood kids became Marshall kids.
Okay.
He pushed them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about two schools that always have a rivalry.
Okay.
Okay. What about Middleton and Blake? You know, their football team. Do you know if they have that kind of focus, and is the coach that involved, and is the parents that involved to get them to the level of a D1 school?
Well, Coach Hub was the coach at Middleton when they brought Middleton back. He was right there.
Okay.
His first year, his first class, he sent 17 kids to school.
Okay.
And since he left, they haven't had the turnout of student athletes like that. Blake, the best player come out of Blake, I think, is Huff. He played quarterback, went to Skeety. He's coaching right now at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. Great guy, you know what I'm saying? But hell of a quarterback. Had some opportunities to play on the next level too.
Okay.
But as those are the oldest two schools in Tampa,
Right.
and you would think that we'll have more players coming out of those schools,
Right.
but we don't.
And that's why I brought it up,
Yeah.
because that goes back to the inner city.
Yeah.
And
now, but the basketball program at Blake, they were the state championship last year.
Okay.
And they ranked, I think, nationally. They're pretty good. But football-wise, you know,
And the reason why I asked that, because when will the high school students get an opportunity to meet a Dion Sanders or the other great coaches at D1 schools? And Florida is known for sending.
oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
This is if you want receivers, defensive backs,
Right.
linebackers, you come to
Right.
Florida. But you got to realize Deion don't come here.
Right.
But Kirby came to see Mike at Sefner Christian, flew in on the helicopter. Muschamp was at South Carolina, flew in on the helicopter. They'll come. So the kids get opportunity to meet all the kids. When Marshall got the job at Carrollwood Day, the head of school said, you know, it's the first time I ever seen a coach on campus.
Right.
And they was coming all day, you know, so all over. And you know, so he got it going.
But realistically, we're talking about 0.0001 in terms of all the students that have that great opportunity. It's not going to be, it's not going to be a whole lot of students coming out of the inner city that's with that great talent that's going to get to the D1 school.
No, it is. And so
Okay.
you got to, okay, so like, it's use your talent to get D1, but understand, everybody not going to it's not going to go to the pros.
Right.
Get that degree, work your craft so that if you might want to be a coach, and if you're at a Division I school, you're at University of Tennessee, and you're a great football player, but
Right.
you don't have the next level talent, and you on time for everything, they're gonna say, why don't you be a GA? You're gonna be a great coach.
Right.
You become a GA, then after you become a graduate assistant, you become a quality control coach. And now the program takes care of you because you're one of their own.
So this video is great because students that's listening to this, they don't know it's something after or
yeah.
you know, so like you just said, you
Yeah.
broke it down. There's other things they can do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
you know?
and that's what they don't know because, you know, whether it's lack of guidance counselors or lack of a relationship with coaches, and even some of the parents don't know what's next, you know, or what can be a possibility if you're not playing on the field.
Right, even like Coach Strong, the jersey right there, Andre Davis, Andre Davis from the inner city of Tampa, number 7. He's an all-time leading receiver in South Florida. And he had a brief stint with the Buffalo Bills in Tampa Bay. And then when he didn't make it, he got his degree already. We had a catering for South Florida. And Charlie Strong told me, I said, what's up, Coach? He said, Fred, where's Dre? Because me and Charlie Strong have a relationship like that. He said, man, bring Dre to me. Andre Davis. What's up, Dad? Yeah, come on, this is my dad, man. Want to get on camera? Come on, man. Yeah, man. Nah, no makeup, man. Yeah. All right, give me 1 minute, Dad. Okay, so Charlie Strong wanted Dre to come and be a part of his program because he's an all-time leading receiver. So when you have that skill set and you're talented, you know, if you don't make it and you had a program like the way Dre showed out over there at South Florida, they always gonna take care of him. He always have opportunity to go back. You know, and if he want to go back right now, I'm pretty sure he can reach out to the coach and say, man, I want to come back and coach. They give him opportunity.
And that's the beauty of it, right? So there's other positions that these superstars can take advantage of, and they don't know that. You know, where would they find that information at? Right. So right here. Right here for the first time, though. You know, because they think if they're not on the field, then their skills just go up to waste. Right. They can do more things. Yeah, they can help the next generation. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't make it, don't wallow in self-pity. Right. Put yourself up and say, hey, look, I'm going to show you what I didn't do. Maybe this will help you. Right. That's right. And so we're going to kind of conclude this conversation about Deion Sanders. It started with Dion Sanders, but we talked about an entire program, football program, D1 school. We talked about how football players who want to be a dog, and some of the great coaches who allow them to be a dog on their field. And so you have to reach out. You have to be prepared. You have to prepare yourself from 4 years old until you graduate from high school. That's when we started. Right. But you don't have to start it early. But that's when we started. Right. You know. So. Right. And I enjoyed it. I wish Mike was 4 right now. I wish all my kids was younger, so I can do some things different with them. You know what I'm saying? So, and the important piece is parents, right? If you have parents or someone that care about you, that special person that will hang with you and train you through the process and put you back on track and make sure you focus, right? Yes, exactly. Exactly. My sons, we talk about it all the time. You know, I'm just being honest with you. I talked to DJ, Shane, me and Shane had a conversation similar today. We talking about Mike's situation, and but we talk about, you know, building a compound for the family. You know what I'm saying? So for my grandkids, they're gonna be raised like brothers and sisters instead of cousins. Right. You know, so we're gonna do some good stuff together, man. I can't wait. That's great. That's great to the great coaches who identify that talent and can shape it and mold it and take it to the next level. We thank you. So we're gonna switch over to what's gonna happen from now until the new year. Okay, let's talk about the new year. Everybody always make New Year resolutions, right? And so I'm gonna ask, what are some of your New Year resolutions, or do you believe in them? Because some people don't make them; they continue on. Or mine has been the same for years. Okay. And that's just be a better son, be a better brother, be a better friend, be a better father. Yes. Love the Lord. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to go back for 1 minute. You gotta always put God first. If you know anything about Dion Sanders, he is not ashamed of loving the Lord. He makes it known. You know. So, and that's one thing. You gotta get in touch with your spirit, the spiritual side of things, and God will bless you. You know, if it had not been for God on my side, you know, I was telling my son this morning, life is a marathon, not a sprint. If it was a sprint, I would have lost. And only reason why it's a marathon because God gave his son Jesus to make it that way. So, but yeah, that's mine. What about you? What's yours? So, I will say that my New Year resolution is I have to go in the past, because this year I went through something that I'd never been through before. I never experienced this kind of pain. But what I will say that because of the Creator, He gave me the strength to endure, and He put people in my path that cared about me, who helped me to bear witness to what I had to go through. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm thankful that we all came through the Milton storm, hurricane. And so going forward, even though all of those things was happening, I was still helping people. I was able to help people find housing, help the homeless, help people find housing, help people get clothing for their children. So I'm thankful that I didn't just think about myself. I was able to reach outside and be selfless. When you can be selfless, that's when God says, hey, I'm working through you.
Right.
So going forward, I want to be a better person. I want to engage and be more helpful. If I can give and help people to have a better life, that's what I want to do.
Right.
I want to be
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Everything was good? Thank you.
I want to be I want to get as close as I can to be godlike, to be a good person.
Well, that what Michael means.
Yeah,
To be
that's what
godlike.
Michael like. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, what God has intel for me, I'm very excited. I can't wait, and have good friends, be around good company, positive people. So that's what I see the new year. But I want to touch on something about. We have to be careful driving in Tampa now because there's so much traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and DOT haven't solved that problem yet. So in the last 5 years, we have had over almost 500,000 people to move to Tampa, to move to Florida.
Right.
But more, Hillsborough County is very popular. So we have a lot of side streets that used to be vacant are congested.
Right.
Crossroads that we used to go on to skip around traffic is congested. So this holiday, just be mindful when you're on the road and be safe. And what else you like to say?
What about you? What are your New Year's resolutions?
I don't really set resolutions for the end of the year. Or for the new year.
It's in my car,
But
man.
I think for me,
It's
it's
in my
just
car.
be a little bit better than the day
Go.
before.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, here you go.
Better than the day before.
Yes, I agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, always improving, always trying to go forward. Yeah, I agree with that. So I liked that he shared with us just to be a little
Say
bit
it again, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying, I only set resolutions for the end of the year. Like, I don't consider, it doesn't feel like anything different the next day. But I like to just be a little bit better than the day before.
right.
Yeah.
And I do that, I try to do that every day.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, be a better person.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's about it. Do you have anything else you want to share to the community?
No, I just think that so we normally feed the city on January 1st. We changed it. We're doing it on MLK Day from this point moving forward.
Okay, that's February. Oh, that's
18th, January 18th.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So no, I got you.
Sorry.
January 18th. That's when we're gonna be feeding the city here.
Okay.
Everything will be free. So just come in. You know what I'm saying? We just ask that you just be respectful and mindful that we're trying to feed a multitude of people.
Yes.
Get one plate. If you got kids, get a plate for them as well.
Right,
Like that.
and I like to just give appreciation where needed. Michael is the biggest humanitarian. He's always trying to do and give. So I've watched him. How many years now? It's been a lot of
Probably
years.
about 7, 8 now, because we've been here 12, so we could probably
Yeah.
start doing it.
A big
year 4.
humanitarian.
But my Uncle Eric, he's been here with me
Yeah.
for a good
Hey,
duration.
Uncle Eric.
You know what I'm saying? He's been here for a minute.
I'm
He
good.
helped me out a great deal. So
Yes.
so in my absence, I be going so much with my kids and children,
Mm-hmm.
like that. He's the staple.
Yes. So I just like to.
I call you, okay?
I just like to have appreciation for people who are selfless, because that's a hard thing to do. And I like to do more of that, and a lot of my mentors, and you're one of them. So thank you, Mike, for being so positive.
I appreciate it. I just,
Yes.
send me, Lord, I'll go. That's
Yes.
it, you know?
Yes, and so happy holidays, and just be good to yourself, be good to a neighbor, and let's do better as we go forward.
2025, Happy New Year. On the yo.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you. Goodbye, community.
Till next time.
Next time.
No losses, just lessons.
Yes, thank you.